Want to take your brand to the next level? Become a sponsor of the Talk to Me Michele podcast and connect with an engaged audience that loves real conversations and fresh perspectives. Whether you're looking to boost your brand awareness or promote a new product, we have the perfect platform for you. Join us as a show sponsor and let's grow together. For more details, email talktomemichele@gmail or contact us directly on all social media platforms. Let's make something amazing happen.
Talk to me, Michele, on the street lights on the corner. City vibes got a story. Feel the beat, don't ignore me.
Welcome back to Talk to Me, Michele, and here we go with episode 2, part 2 of The Sisters. Now, in the last episode, you got a glimpse into the childhood my sister and I shared, and we also shared why we decided to end the Gossiping Heifers podcast. In this episode, we're going to be getting a little bit deeper in how our former podcast impacted our lives and the powerful influence of our parents, especially our mother, that she had on our sisterhood. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our conversations. Let's go. Now, one thing I did find that when we marketed ourselves as a podcast, as a woman-owned and produced podcast, that we experienced so much negativity on social media.
Oh, my God.
And the experience of being trolled, having our page hacked, and just outright lies and, character flaws. Because our characters have been assaulted so many times on social media.
Oh, yes.
And I'm like, dude, yo, you got to back it up. It did take a toll on us at a point.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the trolling, having the paychecks, that was a chitlin comedian. The hatred came from men and women because when people, like I said, it took a minute for me to learn that when you have a light, demons don't like light.
Nope.
And when you enter a room, you light up that room so they can't hide in them goddamn corners they've been crouched in. And they didn't like that. And and colors don't like boundaries.
Right?
Oh my God. When I speak on boundaries, the worst thing that this is why America's having such a hard time. And I don't mean to bring in political shit. This is why America's having a hard time with a woman president.
Right.
The sexism.
Yep.
How dare you be intelligent? Mm-hmm. How dare you embrace your light?
Right.
How dare you confront me and tell me I'm full of shit and you a woman? And I always tell men, your pussy fell out. Stop playing with me. Take your sensitive, sassy ass over there. And then with the women, you just mad because your light dim. And you also like that you mad that our light exposed your little demon.
Right.
So, it was so much when it came behind that and the trolls and the hatred. And you and me experienced a lot of this shit in our childhood. Yeah. And I believe and this is why a lot of y'all got to realize God already had us prepared for what our daddy did.
Yeah. Because
with our father's job, we had to deal with people wanting to use you, want a little light, and also mad at the same time your fucking light.
And at the same time, beside the light haters, you had so many opportunities when we were doing the podcast.
Girl, and that's why as I was getting at.
Yeah.
We were trained as children. Because you and me both know when Dad would have an album, promotions, all of a sudden you got extra friends.
Yep.
Oh, they want to be down because they want whatever it is. I'll never forget when Juicy Fruit came out. Daddy worked Juicy Fruit.
Right.
If y'all don't know,
Entombed,
B.I.G. did a remix on that record. And back in the early 80s, their promo was this oversized Juicy Fruit gum. You remember that?
Yep.
You could hang it up on your wall.
Yep.
Everybody wanted one of them. Oh, everybody named Mammy wanted one of them oversized Juicy Fruits to hang in their room. We had so many fake friends coming towards us. And I'm glad for that experience because we was exposed early.
Right.
To the fake shit.
Right.
The bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what we got with this podcast.
Yeah, it did, because people come to you when they are in need of exposure for their own selves. And like I said, we had a person that we dealt with for a moment that basically planned themselves on our platform and continuously, would use the situation to their benefit. And we had a lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one thing that was a learning experience, mainly for me, because like I said, you're not dealing with the podcast situation no more. But me as a podcaster.
I keep you aware, though.
No, you do keep me aware.
Because I be saying one thing about, and I don't give a fuck, none of y'all hear me to saying this, I'm going to forever protect my sister, because that is my job, and that's her job when it comes to me, and it's our job to do it with my nephew.
Exactly.
And our office is in the same thing. Now, Michelle be working. I be over here fucking around. I'm playing a game or something. And I'll hear her conversating, or hear somebody trying to DM her. Girl, fuck that. They trying to get exposure.
Right.
And they did the same thing with the Gossiping Heifers.
Exactly.
And y'all gonna be mad with me just like the Gossiping Heifers, because I shut your asses down on there. And I'm gonna shut you down on Talk to Me, Michelle. Because what you not going to do is pick my sister's brain for your fuck shit to get something for free.
Right.
Nor will you get free advertisement. And I'll be honest with you, because Michelle nicer than me. Mm-hmm. She didn't be charging you motherfuckers as comedians, book writers. If they want to get on there,
right?
People that are requesting to pay a fee.
But the thing is, I'm going to keep it authentic, because I don't really want to have a conversation with people I personally don't want to have a conversation with. That's just the way I'm moving on this platform.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
That I understand, but you got people that you cool with that want to get on here.
Right.
And they can still pay a fee too.
Yeah. No, my thing about it is overexposure, because like I said, once you expose people that you're cool with, it needs to be a certain limit, because unless you are trying to upgrade yourself on why we should have a conversation about what you're doing and how you're moving now, then really there's no point of rebooking you until you reach that point. That it has to be
for
a
what I've already
conversation.
talked to you.
Right. And see, that's what people fail to understand. Just because you are cool with people and your friend has a platform and they can put you on anytime they want to, doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be done.
And you have people that want to come back on for whatever reason. We've already touched that. We've already did that. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be in the background sitting on the side when y'all do that. Girl, did you talk to them already? Right. What the hell? What were they talking about?
What's different about this conversation?
Yeah, what's different about the conversation? And what are they bringing to your table?
Right. So,
because people got to realize this is your podcast. Mm-hmm. And you're not just doing this for the hell of it.
Right.
This is something, this is your passion.
Right.
And you want it to lead somewhere. So where is your conversation or me talking to you? Where's that going to take my podcast? Oh, nowhere? Okay, well, goodbye.
Right, exactly. And that's why I have to carefully, like I should have done a little bit better when we did have the Gossiping Heifers, navigate where is this conversation going and how is it going to look for the brand. Mm-hmm. And it got to a point, like I said, just, dealing with the negativity after we would have people on our platform. And then it'd be a stupid fallout over some drama they done made over in their own head.
They either in their feelings because you won't bring them back on,
or
I wouldn't allow you to cross boundaries.
And I will never forget, we did have a situation with a previous guest, and the damn interview was so damn depressing. I was committing, all kind of thoughts in my mind. And once we had a fallout, and they try to be cool again, and that's the first thing they started up with. When am I gonna get back on? I'm like, dude, your shit is good enough for fucking antidepressants.
No, you told his ass something about.
I told him he was on probation,
and he took that personal.
Right. I'm like, dude, it's my shit. I can say
that
who,
part,
what, when, and where.
This is my house,
right?
And I live here, and you not invited.
That motherfucker lost their mind.
But that's another person of a habitual line crosser.
Right.
A person that has no respect for boundaries.
Yes.
And I'm okay. If you don't respect my boundaries, you can go lower. Let the door hit you with the good Lord split you.
There you go.
I don't care, because my boundaries are what they are. They're not going to change. I am who I am, and the older I get, the more I get like Weezy. I give no fucks. I give no damns. I used to really try to protect people's feelings, and that was another Libra trait.
Right.
That I hate, that people... And it's not that I want to get along. I don't want to hurt your feelings with the truth.
Right, because, we can get a little reckless with the truth.
No, we disrespectful with the truth. All air signs are disrespectful as fuck. I think Aquarius has beat us all, but we all are disrespectful. And the thing is, I try to sugarcoat things like, maybe, no.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be nice, but then when you keep hitting on that door, tapping on the door with the same bullshit, then that's when I come out blazing and blasting. And dude, I was trying not to get there. I thought you would catch on.
But what kind of peace have you found now that the podcast with the Gossiping Heifers has ended?
Girl, not dealing with motherfuckers.
Right.
Because that's the biggest mistake people make about me. Oh, you seem so outgoing and friendly.
Right.
Introvert, whatever, No, look, I don't like people like that.
No, I don't either, but I'm still able to find my peace because I have set my boundaries right up front on how
But
things
you
are
are
gonna go.
more social than me. And I think you are more social than me.
Mm-hmm.
You're willing to talk to people, chat, because I'd be like, girl, who the fuck you talking to? I'd be like, you talking to them? I have become very snobby.
Right.
When I with socializing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something also I feel like that was a lesson that podcast showed us.
Right.
Because you allow too many different people around you
that
shouldn't be around you.
Exactly.
Entities and energies that should not be reacting with. But I found a lot of peace.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to sit here I stopped defending my character a long time ago.
Yes.
Because it became that was the main thing about that podcast that drained me.
Yeah.
Was defending my fucking character.
Yeah.
And if you want to piss me off the most, is come from my character. Because I'm comfortable and I know who I am.
Right.
And I know what a good person I am. I may curse a lot. That's true. I get that. I like to smoke me a joint. But you don't know me as a person. You know me for 20, 30 minutes when we was doing that podcast.
Right.
And it was script. I'm going off of whatever you looked up, what we're talking about, and how I felt at that moment. Mm-hmm. And to have your character assassinated over and over, oh, you messy, or they putting the word Gossiping Heifers from the show attached to your name, that pissed me off.
Yeah, it
pissed
was.
me off.
And it was consistent.
It was very consistent. And I'm like, just because you are dumb or slow, I don't know. Maybe because your mom was a jackal, I don't know. You don't have human thoughts or feelings to understand.
So the motherfucker was hatched.
They fucking hatched. They goddamn omens. They come from a fucking jackal. To know the difference of, I'm going off of a script.
Right. This is what we're talking about.
This is what we're talking about. This is not my personal life. And I always express how I felt because I don't gay bash. I don't do that.
Right.
I always felt like, each and own. God bless them.
That's your flavor. That's your flavor.
Let live.
Right.
And I'm not going to debate you because you think opposite of me.
Right.
And that was another. And if you debate somebody and you speak truth and they have no rebuttal, oh, then you a messy, evil bitch.
Right.
Why? Because your ass had no rebuttal. You had no comeback. Because I spoke truth to you. You bewildered. You lost. You in limbo. That's not my problem.
But, I'm glad that this was, pulling the plug was able to give us both a set of peace.
Girl, pulling the plug made me squirt. Okay, skeet. All these walls, to all these niggas, to all these colors fall. Yeah, that's what it did, pulling the plug for me. It brought me so much joy, and I hope it brought, I guarantee you haters, you did not get as much joy as I did when you found out about it, okay? Because I know a lot of people celebrated, but I celebrated bigger and better than you. I was so happy to have my freedom. Now I can focus on the shit I really wanted to do.
Right.
And for which is with hair. And I don't want to talk shit. I've learned my lesson about speaking shit out before it happens.
Yeah.
And I do feel like a Swami we was talking to, one of them. I talked about a raise and shit went south, so I learned.
I can't with you.
I learned my lesson about talking about shit too soon. But I will say I've got a lot of shit in my works that brings me joy that I like. that I'm doing.
Now we touched a little bit on, how life has changed and your peace has been granted since we've ended the podcast. So, I know how you feel, but let the people know how you feel that you no longer have to be a co-host on the Gossiping Heifers.
I want to be free. Girl. Yeah. I can think of many songs that come to my head. Ain't nobody better. What? Oh, what's called my freedom? Let me read.
Is that how you gonna express
Girl,
your
I
freedom?
will use Kamala Harris's record on Freedom from Beyonce.
So Rocky will
It's
have.
how the fuck.
Are you gonna have a Spotify playlist of your freedom?
Girl, I need to, and that's gonna be the first one. Cause winners don't quit on themselves. Ow! Woo! Freedom, yes, baby. I feel the fact, cause I have so much on my plate. I really do.
Yeah, you do.
And I don't think people understand the shit I have on my plate.
Right.
You working on your off days sometimes.
Right.
You cooking and cleaning. And trust me, I cook and clean my ass off.
Yeah,
okay?
You do.
I'm good at what the fuck I do. And I pour as much love into my family because my family is first. Home is first.
The
for me.
foundation got to be solid.
My foundation, that's whether if it's just my family, and God forbid if I get married, I'm going to be like my mama, don't fuck with my foundation.
Right.
Okay? Do not fuck with my foundation.
That's it.
That is where my spirit, my love, and my heart is at. Is
Right.
my foundation. And when you have all that on you and then you got to go in and mix with people that you don't have to really deal with,
Yeah.
it's a choice or necessity. Oh, my God, it's a blessing.
No, it really is, because I didn't realize that, because I didn't start the podcast to almost a year that we pulled the plug on the Gossiping Heifers. And I was enjoying the piece. I was enjoying but I was also missing
it. And I was in your ear. Why don't you just start your own shit?
Yeah.
And at first, Michelle was like, no, I'm good. And then she's like, Rocky, how would you feel if I did? I kind of want to start my own podcast.
Right.
Would you feel funny about it? And I told her, yes or no.
Yeah. It was a mixed review.
It was a mixed feeling for me because I know I feel like I was your crutch at that time.
Right.
And now this crutch has been leaned against the wall in the closet.
Yeah.
I don't need you right now no more. And it's a good feeling. And it's like,
Yeah, that's why I was kind of a little hesitant on getting started not too quickly after we pulled the plug.
You took your time, and I appreciate that you asked me how I felt.
Yeah.
And I told you how I felt. Because I want you to win, bitch.
I know you do.
And I feel like you could have won earlier if you did this earlier.
Yeah.
But like our girl Jules said, everything is in timing.
Right.
And maybe you needed me as a crutch for that time.
Yeah.
That was my duty as a sister to help you get over that crutch and get over that fear of doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you.
I appreciate
you doing it. You doing a good job. You bypass niggas that's already had podcasts out for a couple of years and ain't did shit. Cause I know your workmanship, and I know Michelle is very. Michelle gotta have Virgo in that chart later on somewhere down because she's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And you a perfectionist with shit you love. See, I was not a perfectionist when it came to the Gossip Heifers because that was not something
that was
I
not
loved.
your path,
and that's why I felt you could have moved faster without me.
Yeah.
I was a crutch, but I was also a weight. If you get what I'm saying.
No, I do.
Because I really didn't want to do it.
Right.
My heart wasn't in it, and I wasn't going to put my heart in it like you was putting your heart in it.
Yeah.
And you put a lot in it. I just showed up with an attitude sometimes. Sometimes in a good mood. Bitch, what we talking about? You know, that was me. That was my attitude. So that's why I'm so proud of my sister for doing her own thing. And you are going to win. You are going to do big shit. And you're going to be so much further. We may have missed 2 or 3 years. Yeah. But, bitch, them 2 or 3 years are going to catch up. It's going to be 6 years all in just 3 years.
And then that's a good thing. I appreciate your support. You've always been supportive. Always cheer me on about being independent when I do this. But at the same time, I really feel differently. It's like a different vibe now because I don't have to make you feel like you're obligated to do that.
And you got total control.
And I have total control.
Because I was like, bitch, I don't want to talk about that. That shit corny. I don't want to talk to DMs. So it's like Michele has total control. She don't have to worry about what's being said. But I do feel what was done in the Gossiping Heifers has helped you in this podcast that you got on your own.
I was about to say it was like
stepping stones.
It was boot camp. It was podcast boot camp because we had a lot of ups, we had a lot of downs, different experiences. I was able to expand my knowledge in podcasting by, going to YouTube University.
Oh, you learned a lot. You did a lot.
Yeah.
This podcast.
Yeah.
And I know even though the name was very hip to people, memorable, but I also feel like even though I came up with the name, I will say I felt the name hindered us too.
It did.
It was a fun, funny name, unforgettable, but it caused drama. Yeah. And it also caused people to be like, Gossiping Heifers, I don't want to talk to them.
Right.
And I feel like with this podcast you have now and the name you have now, that I also helped with.
You did.
Because you was finna go with something else, and I said, first of all, bitch, no.
Right.
I think you and our girl came up with just Michele. I said no, because see, that sounds like you personally saying, yeah, I kicked that bitch to the side. Oh, that's what we. Yeah,
and when I listen to your concerns, I definitely 100% agree with what you broke down.
Yes, it's like, Rocky not here. It's just me, bitches. I said, this is what we not finna do. That's what we not finna do, because that's gonna also feed into the haters that thought we fell out.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't like the name.
Right.
And me and my sister, we are movie fanatics. And I said, how about Talk to Me?
Right.
And I got that from our movie Petey Green.
Petey Green.
It came from Petey Green, and you put a personal spin on it, Michele.
Right.
Talk to Me, Michele.
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot better.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a personal offense to me. Because, I tell people I'm a sensitive gangster.
Right. But at the same time, you are absolutely right, because that would have been, if I had gone that path, it would have been element for the haters to validate themselves and whatever they had to say about us, which was nonsense.
11-11.
Okay, 11-11, angel numbers.
Amen.
But I'm glad that you have found peace and that you found a passion, because now you are able to explore your own passion for hair and do your own thing.
I think only with, August 8th, the 8th of Lionsgate, we did our little ceremony.
Right.
And I really think that we've did a lot of changes besides letting go of the podcast.
Yeah.
Me working with someone else and me doing my own thing that I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
You doing your own thing. I really feel we're on the life path that we were intended, and I can't say I regret everything we went through, because as a spiritual person, I feel like God, our saints, our deities, have to test you to move you on to the next level.
Chapter, exactly.
And for you to move to the next chapter, you have to have lessons. You have to do sacrifices. And we both did all that.
Yes, definitely.
I showed my sisterhood.
Yeah.
And I will show it again whenever you need it, because I'm going to always fucking be there, especially for
vice versa.
For my baby.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll tell anybody when it comes to my foundation and my family, I will smile in a mugshot.
But matter of fact, since you're going to smile in mugshots, before we move on to the next topic, you are now our aunt. And the thing about you being an aunt, it's such a special bond that I so appreciate that you have with Kevin.
That's my baby.
And how has being an aunt changed you as a person?
Being an auntie is totally different, because I've been a godmother.
Yeah.
I've been a godmother. I've raised Trey. And, that was a beautiful thing. But there's something about when your sister gives you a baby that look just like you.
Mm-hmm.
And you see yourself in them.
Yeah.
And Kevin has so many traits. Kevin looks like me and granddaddy.
Yeah, he does. I mean, identical.
You could definitely tell that that's your child still, though.
Right.
Because you got, we both got both parents. But I took on more of daddy's. And I'll never forget when a woman asked me how old Kevin was, and I told her, how old is your son? I said, this is not my son. The bitch got mad with me. because he looked so much like me. She thought I was denying my child.
Right.
I've always loved that baby before he got here.
You have.
And when I tell you, woo, child, I can't express what I would do. I will walk through hell for that boy.
Yeah.
And come back. That's the same I do for y'all, though, too. I will walk through hell from you and daddy and mama. But mama, she good.
Yeah.
But being an auntie is special. The fun thing about being an auntie, though, is that you ain't really got to do the raising. You do more of the spoiling.
Right.
That's the fun thing. I have so many, my favorite memory of Kevin, besides my favorite one, is the Christmas one.
Oh, God,
when he was a toddler, and I love shopping for Kevin. Oh, my God. That was my joy.
Mm-hmm.
And I had brought Kevin a green, it was like an army green corduroy set.
Yes, I remember the set.
It was the overalls with a cute little light shirt with the jacket with the little sheep
vest.
skin. Yeah, the sheep skin inside of it. I had this little rotten ass nigga in his car seat in the front seat during Christmas. We had just left the record store. They used to have record stores. They don't have them like that.
Right.
And I had just bought Alvin and the Chipmunks Christmas.
Yes.
And Kevin was an Alvin and the Chipmunks
fanatic. Yes.
Remember, he was a toddler. He really wasn't talking a lot.
Right.
It was TT and pointing his shit.
Right.
This boy was in the front seat with that cute ass corduroy with a candy cane bigger than him. Because I'm auntie. That's what I do. It was, this nigga was jamming to some goddamn chipmunks, nodding his head with his little cute matching outfit on, looking clean and cute. And I'll never forget, a car pulled up beside me, looked in and fell out laughing. And I remember, too, during that time when Kevin was born, a lot of kids in Memphis, I'm sure it was across other states, were being left in cars.
Yeah.
Even though I was finna run in that store, that baby wasn't finna sit in that car. Kevin was everywhere I went. I think, the biggest thing, another thing I think about was when I was doing hair at the house in Memphis. And Kevin, again, was still in pull-ups. And he was going through his jungle theme. He loved animals.
Yes, I remember the Diego, go.
Go Diego. Anything that had to do with animals or dinosaurs, Kevin was like, that's my shit. And Kevin was taking a nap. And I remember putting him on an air mattress in that big living room, dining room in Memphis. We had a big screen TV. I made sure by the time he got up, I know I'm extra. Fuck y'all, okay? I don't care what y'all say. I'm extra auntie. So while he was asleep, I pulled all the fake plants around his little air mattress. I put all his stuffed animals around. I made it look like a jungle.
Right.
And I remember putting Madagascar on, I believe it was. It was an animal-themed show. I'll never forget his face when he woke up in the middle of the jungle. It was so much love and surprise. There's nothing more pleasure than seeing a child's reaction to shit.
Yes.
And now that I think that we talking about auntie shit, I'm finna go there, bitch. Okay, I'm finna go there. Because not only did I get the joy for that, I also got the joy. I mean, we had a winter storm. It was Kevin's second Christmas.
Yeah.
Because his first Christmas, we were all living together. Mom, Dad, you, and me.
Right.
And Christmas was cool. I remember that boy crawling over me to his toys, and we overdid it. Yes, we did. He was the only grandbaby. He the only nephew. We overdid it. But I overdid it by myself his second Christmas.
Yes,
because you was living on Windy.
Yeah, I was living on Windy.
And it was a snowstorm, so Michelle was like 15 minutes away from us.
Yeah.
Bitch, I drove an hour. Because I had to drive slow because the roads was iced up. Anybody knows anything about Memphis?
Yeah.
It would ice over and the roads were closed.
Yep. That's the situation every time it gets ice.
And my car was not that old. I had that Eclipse with the extra fog lights, When you're looking for a lady taker. Yeah.
Stupid ass.
I'm the lady taker driving, okay? I had a trunk full of presents. I had bought so much shit for my nephew. And then I packed up whatever mom and daddy had.
Right.
I made sure my nephew had his fucking Christmas.
No, you did. You were there bright and early in the morning.
I left early, and I'm not a morning person.
No, you were not. You are not.
But when it came to my nephew,
you got it done.
I was like your boy, hail, sleet, or snow.
Yeah.
Bitch better have my money. That's what I was like when it comes to my nephew. Don't play with me when it comes to my nephew. I remember you telling the school, don't call his auntie.
Don't call that heifer. Don't call her because I'm telling you, you're going to call the police after you call her. Because
no, they gonna need to call the ambulance and the police.
Yeah.
Cause see, I'm gonna go up there and do what I gotta do. By the time you find out, it's too late.
Every time I picture you going to handle a situation at Kevin's school,
Hands that rock the cradle.
Yeah, hands that rock the cradle scene when she approached that boy on the playground always flashes in my mind.
I don't know what go through people's mind when y'all fuck with people's children, but you motherfuckers is crazy because you don't realize you got aunties and parents that are crazier. We hide our crazy. We've learned to deal with the natural order of the world and get through it. And we don't do the weird shit y'all do, but we crazy.
Yeah. We just keep it on the DL.
I'm like, well, you remember Paul Mooney when he said, I will cut your head off, go to a bar and sit your head on the table,
yes,
and I'll have a conversation with you and order a drink for your ass.
Yeah.
Don't play with me when it comes to mine. And I will have no problem telling the police, yeah, I did it. Yeah. I'll do it again.
So
what we say? What was that movie you was just talking about? I'm glad he died. I hope he died. I hope he go to hell.
Oh, Time to Kill.
Time to Kill. I am Samuel Jackson in Time to Kill. Don't fuck with my family.
So as we close this out, let's go about our reflections on our family influence. You know, our mom and dad had such a major impact on our lives, influenced both of us independently as sisters, as women. And what are some of the experiences and lessons learned from both of our parents that you carry with you to this day?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I can't just say mom and dad.
Right.
Because you was a big influence. You big sister.
Oh.
You big sister, so you was a big influence on me coming up. Uncle Dwayne.
Yeah.
Sandra.
Yeah.
I thank God, first of all, for coming from a strong family.
Yes.
Of not just being blessed with a 2-parent home. Yeah. But a close-knit family with cousins. Some are assholes, some I like, some I don't, you know. But I'm going to start off with Mama.
Right.
There was so much about Mama that I regret that I'm glad I was able to tell her some things that I've respected about her because she's no longer with us.
Yes.
Physically. But she's still with us. Let me correct that. But there's no other woman like Mama.
None.
When, as an adult, and you look back on your childhood, on who kept the house together, who brought the energy, the blessings, the cooking Mama did, the decorating. You know, I look at Mama as when you hear that record, I'm Every Woman, that is Mama.
That you're Rocky.
That is I'm Every Woman represents my mother.
Yes.
Our mother to a T. Mm-hmm. Not only did our mother take action in the civil rights. Yeah. She went to jail in a sit-in. My mother was a teacher. My mother was a decorator. My mother was a baker, a cooker. My mother was a teacher again. Mm-hmm. She was also a nurturer. Yes. Yes. She was a woman that held her home down with an iron fist. Our father never came home to a dirty house, to dirty children, or children that hadn't had a bath already and was ready for bed but stayed up for them. Yeah. She made sure our father had no worries. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. When you go to our daddy, he made sure our mother had no worries. Yeah. He loved on Mama. You know, one thing I'm a blessing. If I never experienced, I witnessed the best love story ever in my life.
Rocky, I say that to this day. If I don't personally experience that,
we witnessed the best love life.
Yeah, we were blessed to witness it, that it does exist.
It don't exist in our time. Ooh, 'cause I was getting emotional thinking about mom and daddy. But when it comes to my daddy, and this is why I don't allow people to talk about black men, because I don't know the black men they talking about when it comes to my family foundation, from my father to my uncles to my granddaddy to my cousins. I don't know those black men that you're talking about.
That y'all talking badly about.
My father was a provider.
Yeah.
My father was a protector.
Mm-hmm.
My father would fuck you up if you came for his family. My mother would fuck you up if you came for her family.
Yep.
They were family oriented. Yes, we witnessed the struggles of marriage. This is why I know marriage is not a fairy tale.
Yeah.
But I also witnessed the benefits and the blessings that marriage has.
Yes.
And I respect it.
Mm-hmm.
Because our mother and father showed that.
Yeah, they definitely did.
And they showed us family values. Our grandparents showed us the same. Our grandmother's the one that introduced us to God. Okay? Mm-hmm. There was never, I could complain about, oh yeah, I was talked over as a child. I cannot tell you I wasn't loved though as a child.
And that's what people fail to realize on how family influences and lessons and the stuff that they provided beside the materialistic items, that the security we have as a family and the influence that both our mother and our father gave us. And I agree with you, because when our mother passed, it was difficult to realize at that point all that she contributed, all that she sacrificed.
You took... You know, the sad thing is we don't give flowers like the colors always say. We need to give flowers while we're here. And you realize the guilt when people leave of what you had.
Right.
Because it's gone.
Right.
When someone cross over, it's gone.
Right.
This ain't a breakup. You may pass them in the street.
Right.
This is it.
That's it.
And then when you look at my mother being a sick... My mother, because our father asked to give up your career to protect our daughters.
Exactly.
And as a woman, our mother agreed.
And you know, when I talked to Dad in season 1, and it was in the second episode with him that he really expressed what a foundation she set, what a security blanket she was for only him but us as well.
Yeah.
So when people don't realize why we are so connected with our parents and why we will not leave our father.
Oh, fuck y'all if you think I'm supposed to.
I don't give a damn of what other people's opinions are, because, people look at a situation and make assumptions. But at the same time, I'm so sorry for you, because you don't have that connection with your own family.
Exactly.
So since you don't have that, I'm not going to go back and forth with you on why. I'm going to make sure, as long as I have breath in my body, that our father is good.
And my sister is good. My nephew is good.
And you good, and he's good.
But this is the one thing about people, for one thing, I'm sorry you didn't have the same experience. Let me start off with that.
Yeah.
Because that's the first part. You didn't have that father. You didn't have that mother. You didn't have that motherly love. You didn't get that motherly hug. You didn't have that motherly friendship that we had.
Exactly.
Because we can count on multiple times whenever Daddy went out of town, we didn't go to school. Because Mama was like, I'm going to kick it with my girls.
Yes.
Mama loved hanging with her girls, and we loved it. And my mama gave us so many fond memories of just getting our nails done, going out to lunch, shopping, and we were some shopping motherfuckers.
Yeah,
my mama loved to shop. Okay,
that was like a moment in Beverly Hills hanging out with Mama, because she would do it
always.
She would.
You always did, and she would trick you like, you want to go to Burger King? Girl, you know I got some beef patties at the house. Why you playing with me? Now, Mama did do that shit. Why you playing? You had that Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I want McDonald's. Yeah, so Mama did do that, but Mama was, oh my God, when I would meet people later on as I got older, and I would see, damn, my mama's the bomb.
Yeah, because
that's why I said when I think of I'm every woman, that is my mother.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that Daddy understands what he had.
Yeah. And he appreciates her to this day, and he appreciates us as his daughters as we appreciate him as our father.
And Daddy loves to say, that's your mama.
Right.
I be like, nigga, you married her. What you think? and this is why I'll never forget what Denzel said, and I'm not getting off subject, but you know, you marry a woman not for her looks, because her character is what's raising your children.
Yes.
Her character, my mother's character was A1.
Yes, it was.
She was genuine.
Mm-hmm.
My daddy was a genuine asshole, and I say that with all respect, because our daddy loved hard, but our father is a Cancer.
Right.
July 1st.
Yes.
And he has a lot of asshole qualities. But his asshole qualities are not meant to be asshole. It's meant with love.
Yeah, no, it is.
He's a harsher hand when it comes to love.
It wasn't until Mama's passing we realized all the things she did for him as a wife.
But not only that, how I miss having that woman connection conversation.
Yes. Oh my God.
Where you had someone to talk to about a relationship or a friendship that one. I remember gossiping with Mama and talking to Mama about all that shit all the time. But I also knew, because Mama loved hard. That's one thing I got with Mama. Don't fuck with my foundation.
Right.
Because my mother was a Southern belle.
Yeah.
She would greet you with food and love. But you fuck with a family, she will cut you.
Yeah, that north side come out.
Baby, that Foot Homes would come out. Mama was from Foot Homes in Memphis, okay? And that's before. And I always like to say, when Mama and Daddy's era was coming up, it wasn't the hood. It was just, it was just what they call it.
It was just,
a
neighborhood.
An up-class ghetto.
Right.
Yeah, uppity ghetto. That's what it was with Mama. Mama's time was an uppity ghetto. Now it's the hood. It's sexy red now, Watch out, because lip gloss with gonorrhea may hit you. It's terrible out here. It's terrible, I tell you. But, see, this is what happens when I start talking about other shit that I forget what the fuck I was really talking about. And I'm having one of the moments right now. But I know I was talking about my mama and what a glorious woman. But I you know what? And I get personal right now because I remember being on the treadmill when we was in Texas. And I'm so glad I got this off my chest, because we don't tell people how proud we are.
Yeah.
And I told Mama, and I had to stop talking with her because tears came out.
Right.
And it was a time of separation. Okay, and with our mother and father. Relationships are hard. They're not easy.
Exactly.
But they came back together, thank God.
Amen.
But I told Mama that day on Sterling how much I respected her that day. I said, I never had as much respect for you, Mama, when I saw you pick your kids up with the clothes on your back and you move back home with your mama in Memphis. And God has a plan for everything, because we had so much spiritual growth in getting to know God and also being with Granddaddy before he passed.
Yeah.
We had those, because like I said, nothing's a mistake.
Right.
Nothing's a mistake. I don't believe in that. Everything is there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
People, time, situations are for your growth. And Memphis at that time was for growth.
Definitely.
Because I watched my mother be a single mother, be a single mom.
Yeah.
Overnight.
Yeah.
It wasn't a year before Mama had a job. It wasn't a year before she had her own house.
Yep.
Spiegel. I love that house.
That house was, man.
It was a one-level house. It was quaint. It had what you needed.
Yeah.
It wasn't fancy, but it wasn't broke looking.
Right.
Mama got that house.
She did.
Single mother.
Mm-hmm.
Never did I see her crying. Never did I hear her talking about our father.
She never downed him in front of us. Never. And that's the thing that kills me about the strength of relationships, because when you do see parents not having a situation where it's agreeable.
Yeah.
And they publicly, well, not even publicly, but in front of the children, they discard each other, disrespect each other, and talk about each other. And we were blessed not to have that, because you would get that bitter syndrome that most men or women go through when they go through a marriage that's not working out. But at the same time, we are so blessed we didn't have that example. So we had both strong parents, and when people question our character, which is never up for question, you have to look at our foundation. Our foundation comes from strength,
structure, love,
honor. So that's why people will,
God.
amen. That's why people will never realize the foundation and why we are the way we are. So I appreciate you as a sister, Rocky.
Girl.
You have given me such encouragement, strength, and you have pushed me where I need to be pushed.
I feel like India Reed. Strength, courage, and wisdom is been inside of me.
No, I'm blessed. I'm blessed
long.
in so many ways, and you are definitely one of the greatest blessings I have in my life. Even though we have our little back and forth, jiving with each other.
Yeah.
It's
You being a heifer.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
But at the same time, I'm so thankful for our connection, our sisterhood, our friendship, just our soul connection.
Girl, we spirit. Girl, we kindred spirits. We're going to be sister ghost. And I'm going to harass you in heaven.
We going to be like the Pear and Steel Magnolias. Was that Weezer?
Weezer, yeah. We're going to be and I know I'm going to be Weezer.
Right.
You're going to be the other one pooking the bitch off the bench. Tell me, oh, come on. But you know what? Michelle, you shaped me because you big sister. I've always looked up to you. I've always respected you. And I know people will confuse me for being a big sister because I'm so protective. And
yeah, you are. You
and
are.
I'll kick somebody's ass when it comes to you and my family. I don't play. Dear God, I knew there was a God.
Did I see you?
When I open my eyes and see you. Yes, Lord. I love my family. I know everything my sister did as a kid I wanted to do. Because she was my big sister. If she was watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, because that was one of Mama's favorite stories, Mama will tell you I could barely walk. I had a Pepsi in my mouth. But my sister was watching Rudolph the Reindeer for Christmas. And I scooted myself with my pacifier in your favorite rocking chair. And being the big sis you was, you let me have that rocking chair. And to watch Rudolph. Y'all don't understand the memories I have with my sister.
Yeah. Yeah.
You will never understand the bond if you don't have it. And again, I'm sorry if you never had it. Because it's a big blessing. And I also thank my spirit, even though I can't remember everything in my spirit, but I know we always, and I got to bring in my spirituality in here.
Of course.
We got to remember we picked our family.
Yeah. Yeah.
We picked our family. We picked the layout of our family.
Yeah.
We picked out the layout if we're poor or we're rich because your spirit needed to grow more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So get the lesson that you're here for. Whatever karmic lesson you have when you come back, and I do pray this is my last karmic.
You don't want to make another trip?
I don't want to make another trip, Lord. God, I am so good with being somebody's spirit guide, somebody's, spirit, whatever. I'm so good on that. I pray to the good Lurch and Allegua. I have learned my lessons, and I've received all the karmic energy I'm supposed to get. But we pick our family. And I truly feel in my soul and my spirit, you all are not just my family on earth, that you all are my soul tribe in heaven.
Amen.
We go back. Girl, I'm like that old fucking album from TLC. We go back. Way back in the day.
All the way back.
We go all the way back. And I'm talking about maybe even biblical times. We was probably there when the Lord was writing the Bible, okay? When Jesus was telling you what to put down. We go back. I hope I'm done, but I truly hope in saying all of this, if you all have family, mothers, fathers you ain't spoke to, sisters or brothers, whatever, cousins, aunties, uncles that you ain't spoke to, your ego can't be no bigger than mine because I had to do that.
Yeah, you did.
When we got to the part where we was a week, 2 weeks away from Mama passing.
Yeah.
And hearing about an uncle being so sick, I had to suck up and put my pride away, and I don't feel like I did that by myself.
No, you didn't.
I feel like Grandma was with us because
Yeah.
Gladys May was family, baby. Oh, you don't play with family. Y'all gonna stick together and eat these neck bones and be happy. So, find a way within yourself whether you go through therapy, you do I suggest you do both, therapy and meditation.
Everything.
Whatever hurt, whatever pain you got, this is the family you picked. This is the family you chose.
And just let God and let love.
Let God, let love, and also get to your higher self to find out why you picked them. Because you picked them. And it was for your higher self.
Yeah.
So instead of playing victim and being a victim, find out why, heal yourself and do better. Because I thank God for what I picked good.
Yeah, I say the same thing about my selection.
I picked good.
Yeah.
I picked good. I'm grateful for my family. And I love this big head hoe. Dear God, I love her.
I love you too, and I thank you for coming on here and sharing a non-Gossiping Heifers, format.
This was lovely.
Yeah.
You know what was so lovely? I ain't have to be prepped about shit. That was what the guys, an hour before we would go live, y'all. I would have to be prepped about, this is what we're talking about. Then we're going to take a break here. Yeah, and then we're going to do this. I'm like, I don't want to hear this shit.
Well, that's why
My attention span is very limited.
Well, now
I got attention span of a toddler.
Now that you don't have to do the Gossiping Heifers anymore, you can just pop on here occasionally and do you.
And I love it. I will be back, my tita.
Yes.
My favorite hoochie in the whole wide world. Fuck everybody else over my sister. I love you. And Michelle, you doing good things. You doing big things. You about to be blessed. You about to be covered.
And I thank you for your blessings, your support. And I know the same is coming to you, baby sis.
And all I got to say before we end, get off the corner and put the penis down. Good night.
Thank you for tuning in to part 2 of The Sisters. And I had to admit, I titled this 2-part series, The Sisters, because I was being petty. Not because we're not sisters in reality, we are, but because back when people used to talk about the Gossiping Heifers, they often used The Sisters as a code word. So here's to appreciating to the code. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel where I host live interviews. We have a grand time. People be in the comments cutting up. You also can see show clips and shorts. You can also follow me on all social media platforms at Talk to Me Michele. If you love the show, please drop me a voicemail at 832-463-0525 and share your feedback. And if you want to support the show, head on over to buymeacoffee.com/TalkToMeMichele, where you can purchase podcast merchandise, and the content keeps on coming with your support. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
Talk to me, Michelle.